Yo, what's up? It's me, Frocy on the MIC. What's going on, people? Hey, look, today we're going to discuss the possibilities about owning a small business. And what does that mean? Well, it can range from anything. In my case, I like the entertainment business because I feel like this is something that you can start on a small scale and then grow to however big you want to be. For instance, there's like wedding DJs. There's people that do decorations for weddings. There are people that, web designers, graphic designers, whatever the case may be, you got to find your niche. Well, a long time ago, I discovered that I'm pretty good with cameras, photography, editing, etc. But then there was a time about 6 years ago where I needed a photo booth. So then I started looking into hiring a company, and no matter where I would look, everything was a minimum from 200 to $250 an hour for a photo booth. And I was like, man, surely there's not a lot that goes into this, right? So then I started kind of investigating, especially since I've been in the IT business for quite some time. And so then I did my own research, being that I was in IT and that I was into photography. I was like, man, there's got to be a way to do this. And so I did. I created what I called the photo booth. It was made out of wood back in the day and it was antique. In fact, I might have it right here so you can see it. And excuse my garage, it is a little messy, but I cleaned it up as best as possible so you can see. Oh, one of my holiday props. You gotta have props. This was the actual photo booth. So I got a touch screen there that you see at the bottom. And then I integrated a laptop inside because I didn't have to spend money on that, right? So then, it worked. And in fact, it was a big hit. But then I was like, man, I want this to look a little bit more upscale, a little more classy. So then I invested in a photo booth. Now, the purpose of this is to let you know that you can also do this. So let me pull this to the side here. I always recommend a nice little round base of where you're going to put your photo booth. So I'm going to lay it down here and I'll pan the camera down for just a minute. So what you see there is a case that holds the T12 photo booth. Got it from RBA Photo Booths, a company that's based out in California. And I decided to go with like a more high tech kind of option, but still clean and still kind of like, well, let me let you check it out. All right. So I always recommend an umbrella so that you can have the proper lighting for your subjects. Put that up right now. All right, here we go. So let's set it up, and I'm going to show you what it takes for it to be set up. Okay. All right. So first things first, I'm going to pull out. This is the printer holder, which I'll show you what the printer looks like. I'm not going to set it up today because that could be troublesome. In fact, if you're wondering how much I charge $300 an hour for unlimited prints and text to your phone option, or you can do the 250 digital option that goes straight to your phone, which both kind of work great. But anyways, let me continue here. We got the middle of the base here. Well, that's the top, and then this one right here is the base. As you can tell by the hole here, right? And then, of course, the base. So, I'm going to set this up here now so you can have a better view of what I got going on here. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to face it towards the screen for now so that you're seeing what I'm seeing. And I'm going to tell you what things you're going to need. Software, for instance. What kind of software do you recommend? You're asking. Well, I use a software called Darkroom Photo Booth. And if you're from a photography background, darkroom means exactly what that means. It's kind of like where you develop pictures, etc. All right, so in the bottom, it requires this little butterfly type nuts. So we'll put those in. The assembly doesn't take very long, at least I don't feel like it does. But it does require a little bit of screws. And you gotta have extras. I don't recommend not going without any extras because there's been instances where I lose a screw or two and I had to improvise. Always carry gaff tape. Gaff tape is a, a fix for everything, a little quick fix for everybody. Come on. Sometimes these things can be a little tedious. Oh, there we go. And being that today is Halloween, I'm thinking about having a little party, having people come over for a little bit, and I'll just have the photo booth set up. All right. So there. So that's nice and tight. And then I put this one on top. All right. And this one requires these. All right. So hold on there. Now, one of the things I don't like about the T12 photo booth is that the base, you have to connect it with this small adapter here. And that could be a pain. And I could tell you already that I am missing my little, oh no, here it is. You gotta have a little handy dandy screwdriver, right? So here's the main piece. Get ready. Oops. All right, here we go. So I already told you about the software, darkroom booth. Um, and there's different versions right now. I have a version that's about 5, 6 years old, like I was saying earlier when I was looking into this. I wanted to make sure and had the latest that during that time, but it's been working for me. I this small little business has made me some good little profit. But since I have a regular job, I just kind of do it on the side, and really I don't push it as much because I don't really need to. Again, because I have a regular career, and if I decide to do this full time, I could. But it does consume a lot of your weekends because anybody that that does any entertainment type stuff, you'll realize they're always busy on the holidays, busy on the weekends, Friday nights. I mean, it can be time consuming. So owning a business, I had somebody tell me one time, I'm gonna quit my job so I can start my own business and work less hours. Well, what I learned is when you have a business of your own, you tend to work more than you think. Right? So here's my last screw here in the bottom of this base here. It's 6 little screws, and they all just kind of go in nice and tight. All right. So this just fits in the very top here. And voila. All right. Oh, you're not seeing that yet. Hold on. Let me show you here. There it is. All right. You got to screw it down. Make sure that it's nice and locked down. I did a wedding about a week ago. No, about 2 weeks ago. And they went with the glam look. What the glam look means, I don't know if you guys know the Kardashians, but a long time ago, they started this trend of having black and white photos in a photo booth. And so then that trickled down, and of course, now we're doing that. Oh, yeah. All right, something's, oh. So if you notice, the lip here is out and it's supposed to be inside. Jeez. This is the hard part, guys, because this is quite heavy. This is a Microsoft Surface 9, and this is a T6 camera inside, a Canon. There we go. both inside now. Now it should lock in nice. So hardware, the T12. This is the name of this photo booth model, and then software, dark room booth, and then Microsoft Surface 9 and the T6 Canon camera. That's just the small bits and pieces. All right. So I'm gonna now turn it around so you can see the back of it. And it's easy to turn around with the carpet on the bottom. And you should hide it. This is why I highly recommend it. All right. So as you can see, it's got a little keyhole there. Put it in there. Back in business. A little scratch there. I try not to have any scratches. All right. So as I mentioned, the camera right here goes on top. You just screw it on right there. And then all these wires. I actually got a what they call a port replicator. I was tired of like always going down and trying to find little USB-C connections there on the computer. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give me this USB-C converter, and I'm gonna have all this stuff external so it'll be easy to reach. So let me get this out here. This is for the printer. I already know because you gotta know your wires. And I do tend to label my stuff, so I know this is for the camera. So let me go ahead and just start connecting this stuff real quick. So this camera goes to the flash, and I bought a boot that goes on top of the shoe here. That's what it's called right there where you put the actual flash. So I'm gonna run my wire out here. All right, and then this power cable is gonna power the flash. I'm gonna run that up right here as well. And I did buy like extra AC adapters so that I can connect my stuff. It's just gonna be convenient, right? All right, my camera goes right here. And I did buy a white one on purpose, so I can use my camera, by the way. All right, and then the printer one, I'm just gonna leave alone for now. Gotta make sure everything else is connected. And I got, let me see here, the camera is connected to the back of here. And then the printer goes to the one above it. But I'm not gonna need the printer today, so I'm just gonna disregard it for now. So there it is. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if I would connect this, 5 wires that you connect. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not. And then this long wire is the actual wire that connects the entire system, like the entire booth. And I'm going to show you something cool here whenever I turn it on. So let me run this through real quick. It's got a hole in the bottom. Through. Run it through all the way. Right? So like I said, I charge $300 an hour, and it's been a hit, believe it or not. Like especially during holidays and stuff that's about to come up, it's very profitable. All right, since I'm not going to use this, I'm going to disconnect it for now. That way it's not in the way. See, it doesn't look too bad now, right? Now that everything's kind of ran through and nice and organized, USB-C connection. And so now I need to power the main source of power here. Hold on, let me grab the cable. And you might find your own way of connecting things, but that's the way I do mine. All right, here we go. Another piece of hardware is the external flash. So here's a newer N250. I like this one. It's been good to me. It's been nice to me for quite some time. But anyways, I'll show you how I mount that on the top here, and then I take pictures. And they come out crispy clear too. That's why I always suggest it. See here. You gotta stay organized, guys. Let me tell you something, man. If you like have a missing wire, it can become a headache. Here we go. Here's the one. All right. So let's do this. Bottom of the base is here. It connects right here with this, and boom. Now I'm gonna run this back over here. I'm gonna use the back cable here. You always want to try to like wire things so that they're out of the way too, by the way, because you don't want to have a liability. Which brings up another thing. I do recommend insurance if you're gonna be doing weddings at these fancy venues. I use a company called Canopy Insurance, and I used to do it based on events. So if I do an event, it's usually like $40, $50. So it's not very expensive and it's good coverage. That's just to kind of like, be careful and not get sued by some of these folks. All right, hold on. There we go. So, should have power, I think. Let me see. There we go. As you can see, this lights up. Perfect. Oh, my nice bright light up. And now I'll turn the laptop. I think we're ready to connect the flash. So let me find the flash hole here, which I just got made. So I was trying to figure out a way to mount the flash, and then I kind of came up with this idea here, which is basically like a long screw. And then again, these butterfly things are heaven because you don't need any tools. And plus, it doesn't need to be that tight. So there's a little hole up top here of the booth, goes right in there. And then I grab my little butterfly screw here, and I just kind of, there we go. You kind of have a feel for it. It just kind of goes in there. And once there, it's a little tight. This one I like to make sure it's tighter than usual only because you don't want that to fall. And it looks good actually. All right. So now you see in the back. Let me take it to the front here. Let me turn it around. Oh, let me turn on the. It fell asleep again. All right, here we go. Put in my pin. I always have a password. All right, here we go. So now, here's front. Here's the front of the photo booth. Right? Oh, let me turn off the light so you can see the screen a little better. All right. So these are integrated LED lights that comes with the photo booth. Again, the T12 from RBA Booths. Canon camera, nice and sealed right there. And then here's the software that I told you about. It's called Darkroom Booth. But before we go on to that, I want to go ahead and Windows updates, which, I always recommend it. Let's go ahead and restart now. Let it do its thing. Because if you don't do it, it's just going to continue bugging you. So while that's doing that, I'm going to show you how to mount the flash up top. Okay, so I've got the pull there. It's nice and tight. And now I want to go ahead and so what I do, I usually face the flash going that way with the umbrella, pushing the light that away. Again, this is only showing you the front. I'm going to turn it around once we get ready to set up. So let me see. We got the flash. I need the lights. Where's the lights? So we're gonna have a little problem here. No, it's over here. Oh, here we go. I always take off the little light bulb because you don't want it to break on traveling with it, So these are just little standards, little light bulbs. They're G6.35s. Come on. Hold on, let me open up this box. You're not supposed to touch it. Like, there, so I was that little piece of plastic there. And it just kind of goes in here. There it is. All right, look at that. It's still updating. Windows. They do make Mac software, but I'll be honest, there's always issues with either one of these because at the end of the day, it's all about having things updated. And Apple has just become like Windows, where things always have to get updated. So all those window folks that hate on Macs and Mac users that hate on Windows, no reason for any of that. It's all the same, promise. All right, so there goes the flash right there. And actually, trying to go the other way because, like I said, I have it facing front for now. So there we go, like that. I need to figure out how to make this a little bit more wider so that it can be a little bit more snug. But I'll get to that at some point. All right, and of course now the umbrella. But this is what spreads the light. You gotta see the light, peeps. There we go. I kind of like it all right there. And so remember the cord that I ran earlier? It's right here. This is the power cord. And there it is. And then this is what enables a remote to flash, right? And this is just something, a configuration that I came up with. As you get older, and as you get more experience, you kind of start learning your tips and tricks on how to do things. So again, this is the T12 photo booth, as you can see, nice and classy. And I mean, when you see it at events, this thing looks phenomenal. And I'll show you a little sample of the pictures here. You can customize it. So if you're savvy with like Photoshop or GIMP, any of those applications, you can create your own graphics. Like for instance, I'm going to do a sample with what I did last event I did. It was called, it was a wedding, and their last name was Roberts. And all they wanted was the black and white, again, the glam look. And they wanted the Roberts at the top left, in a nice little font. And I did that. They were happy with it. And, I couldn't be any more pleased with the outcome. Always recommend props. Props are always cool. Let me show you here. For instance, I have like a shark head, and then here's what other props I like. Let me see here. Viking hat. I think y'all seen it from the last video, right? Pretty cool stuff, man. I mean, oh, you always gotta have the king and queen type deal. So props. This is what kind of keeps everybody like fun and engaged, and everybody wants to be a part of it. So it's like a Halloween party, right? And then the other thing I recommend is a backdrop. So I got a backdrop. I think I bought it on Amazon. It's black sequence, and it was two small curtain type, and they're like 7 feet high and then 8 feet wide combined. And so what I like to do with that is have a nice little backdrop in the background. So it's just not like, for instance, I have this dirty garage in the back, right? So let's hide it. So let me show you how I do that while this is still updating. Looks like it's almost done though. Yeah, there it goes. All right, I'm gonna hide the pin here because I don't want anybody to know my pin. Oops. There it goes. All right, so we're back in business. So let me see. Let me move this out of the way for now. I'm gonna put up the printer stands because we're not gonna print today. The printer stands usually go in the middle of this, and yeah, I just didn't feel like doing the printer today. Although that's like a big seller. If you guys have ever been to like the theater, and they had the photo booth back in the day, this is similar to that. This is called an open air photo booth. So it's like where you can see it, so it's not enclosed in the box. And here we go. Now I think we're ready. Everything's ready. I'm gonna take the cap off. I'm not gonna do a test just yet because I want to set up the backdrop real quick so that you guys understand the full effect of this. All right. So I got these tripods. Now they used to be cheap at one point. They were like $50, $60. But ever since COVID, I don't know, things just got really expensive. So these are now about $120. They're like little tripods on each side and then a pole in the middle. And I'm sure you guys have seen that similar setup, right? So here it is. I'm gonna set them up real quick. It shouldn't take very long. See, I'm gonna set up on each side here. There's one. Get the other one. And you gotta have like a small table too. I recommend it where you can put the props, and then you can buy a cover. Those covers are like $20 on Amazon. Amazon is your friend. I know if you can support a local business, I recommend it, but Amazon is just so much easier. I don't know how you guys feel about Amazon. I know. There's those that like it, those that don't. I get it. I get both sides. It just works for me, right? Um, I don't know. I mean, this is fun, guys. I'm telling you, you get to meet a lot of people, engage with a lot of folks, and at the end of the day, you make money. It's like I said, it's profitable. I usually when I get booked, I tell people a minimum of 2 hours. So straight up the bat, I'm gonna make $600. And but I'll be honest, they usually hire me for no less than three because 2 hours just isn't enough. And it could be 50 people or 150 people, it doesn't matter. They're all gonna use the photo booth. And so usually the photo booth is used during cocktail hour, um, during a time where like folks are having their dinner, stuff like that. And then maybe 1 hour into the reception time. But then after that, we put up and go. And a lot of times, believe it or not, they'll hire you an extra hour. All right, so I got one pole side done real quick, and I'm gonna put the sequence, which I have back here. It's black. I'm gonna go with black since it's Halloween and it's scary. I don't know, it just goes good with costumes. You see here? A little shelf. Daughter helped me organize it. So, like I said earlier, it's two of these black sequin deals, and they're just like curtains, right? So hold on. Now you can't visually see it just yet, but you will, I promise, towards the end of this video. And we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. All right, so here's curtain number one. Slide in the bowl. All right. And then last, curtain number two. There we go. Oop, upside down. That won't work upside down. Hold on. And I'll be honest, it's better when you have two people. Because as you can see right here with me, by myself, it can become challenging. Jeez, I can't even figure out where. There it is. It's like, where is it? All right. And I usually have about 1 gig a month. I try not to do more than that because I get burnt out again because I have my regular career and all that stuff. It's not because I'm lazy. Trust me. I used to hustle a lot, but you get to a point where you gotta like have time for yourself. You don't have time for yourself and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And sometimes it's just, you gotta know when to chill. All right, here it goes. Boom. There. Just 1 or 2 more minutes left, and then we're gonna stand this up and run the sample. Come on. Again, easier with two people. With two people, I would have already been done. But then it'll defeat the purpose of my 30-minute video. All right. I'm going to stand it up. Okay. These things are a little flexible, so you have to be careful. Oh, see? That's what I'm talking about. There we go. There we go. All right. So you want to make sure that these don't touch the ground very much. Otherwise, they get dirty. Then you get people that are, a little bit under the influence. Mess it up. You know what I mean. We've all been there. All right. There we go. There we go. Pull the curtain this away. I like wrinkles in the middle, so. Yeah. So I can already tell you this is going to be a little problem because it's not completely centered, but we can always fix that. Again, we're trying to improvise here, make things happen. Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. So the center, that's about right. You got to have it symmetrical, guys. and gals. Uh, I know it doesn't look like much right now, but just wait. Just wait. It's gonna be good. There we go. So that's the sequence. So maybe I could just put the laptop a little bit more over there. See it there? Ah, now you see it? Look at how classy that looks. Pretend the garage is not dirty. All right. So this part, I always have to make sure the camera's on. So go to the back here. All right. It's not on. Turn it on. You heard it. Ding. There it goes. So then I do a test. Well, what's going on here? Oh, once the camera's connected to the laptop, you won't see a test. So I usually disconnect the USB-C cable and then do a test, but we don't need to in this case. I think we're ready to go. So I'm gonna close the back of it here. Then I'm gonna run the software. There it goes. Darkroom booth again. And this is Microsoft Surface. They do have a version for the iPads, but at that point, you might want to consider your cost depending on the iPad you get because there's nothing compared to a DSLR quality picture. All right, so there's settings here. I won't run through them real quick. It's got print to photo or photo to phone. I'm gonna uncheck the printer one because we don't have the printer connected today. And now I'm gonna turn it around, all right, and I'm gonna do a test shot. And I'm gonna show you how this works. So now you're gonna see the back of it. And so this is how you should look at your venues. Right? There it is. All right, I'm gonna start the booth. I'm gonna turn on the LED lights. Can't forget the LED lights. We need more lights. All right, hold on. Oops. Ooh, the weight distribution might be a little too heavy there. Uh-huh. There we go. We need to figure out a way to tighten that. We'll figure it out. All right. So now let's do test. So you click start. Ready. And you saw the flash, right? So I'll show you what that looks like on this side. All right. All right. It's bright. I know. Sorry. But now I'm going to text it to myself. Select my service. Enter. And so, with the sequence in the back, that's pretty much how it will look. Let's look at that lighting. I should probably use that as a backdrop all from the beginning so that nobody would see my dirty garage. But anyways, that is now ready to rock and roll. So that's it. I'm going to let's see if I got the picture already. Oh, I haven't received it just yet. But as we wait for the picture, as you can see, it doesn't take very much. At least I don't think. Backdrop, gotta have that. Nice round little carpet. It's about 4 or 5 feet. Gotta have that. This is the T12 photo booth from RBA Photo Booths. Your external mirror flashlight with an umbrella. And like I showed you earlier, all the wiring and stuff that goes in the back. I mean, you gotta have that. It's essential. Essential that you have all this organized, just kind of like the way that I showed you. I mean, it does the trick. And that's about it, guys. I mean, I don't want to make you wait. Oh, there it is. I just got it. Oh, perfect. Again, they wanted to go with the black and white, and that's what it looks like. Oops. Look at that. Yeah, the camera on the laptop doesn't do any justice. But anyways, looks great. Hey, look, I look forward to any questions, and I appreciate you Follow me here on this channel. If you got any questions, let me know. Your boy Fro C, live, direct. Peace out. On to the next one.